Yes, yes.
Jaffa, on?
Yes, Jaffa. اسمع شوية. خلاص تعالوا بكرة نروح نطلع.
لا فوق تعال.
تعال. يلا.
لسه هو في كمان بعد.
Well, Balata refugee camp was established in 1950, and it is located on 1 square kilometer. And 5,000 refugees moved to live in Balata refugee camp at that time. We all became refugees after the war of 1948. Of course, our families, not me, but our families were misplaced or displaced from their own homes back in Jaffa and Haifa and what is now called the State of Israel. And everybody was hoping and waiting, living in tents year after year, that they will leave and then they will go back to Jaffa. Yeah. Now, after 60 years of establishment of the camp, the location is still the same. It is 1 square kilometer that includes everything in Balata. And it's the same story for all the other refugee camps. The houses, the streets, the mosques, the schools, the centers, all the amenities, all the facilities in the camp, even the cemetery, the graveyard, is included in the 1 square kilometer. The difference that we have almost 25,000 people now live in Balata refugee camp on the same 1 square kilometer space. And the number of people in one house can go from 10, 20, sometimes will reach to 50 or 60 or 70. And of course, living under this kind of condition, it's totally unhealthy because most of the houses, they're very attached or close to each other, and the sunshine cannot get into the house. So it's dark and humid, and even breathing is very hard inside those houses. All the other houses are open book to the others because it's a very small wall that separates the two houses, window to window, door to door. Most of the time they are open, so you can hear, you can see, you can smell, you know everything about your neighbor does the same about you. And as I said, it's an open book lifestyle where privacy does not exist at all. In the first 5 years of the second intifada that started in the year 2000, 230 people were killed inside the refugee camp. Hundreds were injured, thousands were present, and until now we still have around 350 Palestinians from the refugee camp of Balata in Israeli jails, of course for political reasons. Pretty much every single home in Balata was affected directly with whatever happened during the intifada and of course from before. Most of the children, the young people, were traumatized because they had to see people killed in front of them, arrested in front of them, their parents, their siblings, their older brothers, mothers, sisters, neighbors, friends, humiliated in front of them, or killed, or injured, or beaten. Their life is not easy, and even their behavior is very aggressive and very hostile, which is very understandable. This is the life that they know. In 1948, the refugees were 800,000 people. Now we are more than 7 million. And 2 million of the refugees live in the West Bank and Gaza Strip. That's more than half, almost 65% of the population in the West Bank and Gaza Strip are refugees. And the issue is still on the shelf, no solution, nothing is happening or, being done by the international community that helped to create, of course, the Palestinian refugee issue.